Merry Christmas, Kahnawake.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Well, when Santa Claus came to the house, and whatever I ask, he tried to give it to him. And you know why? And you know what? I was watching him through a hole upstairs. We had a hole upstairs, and I was watching him. So I told him, I woke my sister. I said, you know what? She says, they're getting our gifts. You said, Santa Claus is already here? I said, yeah.
Sure. Santa was very good to me.
When I was little, we weren't very rich. We had things in our Christmas stockings like my father put onions and whatever my mom had. When we get lucky, he put an orange in it once in a while.
Got a lot of homemade mittens, hats, scarves. We didn't get in the store with. My parents made them for me.
Well, I know we were very poor, during the Depression, but one time I was very happy. I got skates.
When we were school days, when we were young in school, yeah, we got a toboggan. I got a toboggan to a sleigh at toboggan.
Snowshoes was nice. My skates were nice. And my sleigh, of course.
I was dying for light skates. I was going to be a second Sanja Henny. She was very popular at that time, a skater. And lo and behold, I got them for Christmas. I went downstairs and there they were. Oh my, that was the best ever.
My dad used to make us our Christmas gifts. Like he would make a little crib for our dolls.
And I thought I was going to be in the movies and just skate along, like this famous skater on television. Well, we didn't have television, pardon me, but in the movies, Sonia Henny. Nobody remembers that anymore.
We had this toy that he made, and it was a man that had all his joints, and he used to dance on the end of the stick. You'd take the stick and you'd push on it, and it would vibrate, and he would dance. I don't see that anymore. Nobody makes them, I guess, but it was a fun toy.
I received a bike, excuse me, for Christmas. And it was an candy apple red bike, and I was so proud of it, got a bike, my first bike.
As a little girl, I remember I got a little baby doll, and my grandmother made clothes for it. A nice skirt, because I remember, it's the same as my skirt she made me for Christmas.
My sister got out of the water and says, can I use your bike? I said, no, Mama said we can't let anybody ride my bike, not even you. Well, my sister took the bike, she went to the store, came back,
and I went to school, and when I came home, I was looking for my doll. Where did I put my doll? Finally, I opened the cupboard, and there was my doll. Her face was all smashed on one side.
The young man that ran over it, he's now passed away, but very, very great man, a good man, Joey Kane. And he came forward and said, I'm sorry, I ran over it. He told my sister, and he came back and he said, well, I'm going to pay for it, don't worry about it.
She could never be played with again because it was made out of like ceramic, whereas now they're made out of rubber or cloth or whatever. It was a very different style of toy,
And we watch movies all the time.
I'm still waiting to watch the Ten Commandments. And it's not horror, I know.
My favorite movie was Scrooge. But we watched that at Christmas time.
Black Christmas and what was that other one? Yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night is a real good one to watch. I recommend it.
And then one time I dressed up as the Santa Claus. I bought a Santa Claus suit. So my son was sleeping. I was sleeping. When he woke up, he was sleeping. Santa, it's Santa Claus.
Well, here comes the bells again. They were ringing, and just, do you hear it? Do you hear? He's on the roof now. He's on the roof. You better get to sleep. You better try to fall asleep. And that was one of my memories as a child, thinking I had to get to sleep or else Santa Claus wasn't coming to my house.
My grandmother, the whole crew, family used to go there to have their supper there. Now nobody does it anymore. That was a lot of fun. Everybody, our family used to come. That's the only time you meet everybody.
We did things like, my mom would buy this tea and it had aluminum foil around it. So she would save all that aluminum foil, and then we'd do things like we'd make a star and we'd put the aluminum foil around it, or we'd make a bell, and we'd make our own decorations.
Well, I didn't used to get, my brother Joe used to find it in the woods, you know, in Kahnawake, and decorate it. Because my mother always wanted the real Christmas tree.
We didn't have any electricity, so my mom would put candles here and there. Everybody used candles in those days. We're lucky we didn't have any fires.
Look, it's a wonder we didn't burn that tree down because they were live trees. Nobody had artificial.
But it was beautiful. We'd go pick our own tree out of the back. Sometimes we'd go steal from McGregor's farm way out there. And I told Joe that, and he says, well, I didn't tell you, but I went in your yard and got my Christmas tree.
But one of the things that kind of always impressed me is all went to midnight mass. It was just crowded in there. And people even from the surrounding areas used to come and attend. The choir was there, and of course it was cold, chilly out there. And my mother and I always went to the midnight mass, and we lived close to the tunnel, and well, we would have to walk home. We didn't have a car, transportation, but then there was always somebody in town or a neighbor. They'd come over and they'd say, come on, we'll drive you home, and which they did. And of course my mother invited them in, and she would heat up the meat pie and we'd have coffee.
Well, my Christmases were always filled with a lot of work. We did, we cooked, we baked, we did all kinds of stuff. I learned how to make dressing and eat meat pie and all that stuff.
We would have our Christmas dinner, which consisted of whatever we had, chicken, or we had, I didn't like ducks. They used to have ducks. Or we'd have pork, because in the fall, we would slaughter our pigs that we had all summer long, and we'd salt them, and we did everything with that pig. Nothing went to waste. That was like our meat for the winter.
Go to church, open all our presents, and go and have fun outside.
And Christmas Day, I got up early. We want to get our gifts and all that. We're in a hurry and all that. Next thing you know, I come down. My mother says, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going skiing." I said, "I got a pair of skis and I'm going." That's the time I hit the pole. It's a good thing I didn't break my nose.
Oh yeah, there was tons of kids. We used to go sliding. People used to make big slides for us in their backyard. Now they don't do that no more. Nobody does it.
Kahnawake 8-hole. You ever been Kahnawake? The 8-hole is a big gully there. Yeah. 8-hole Kanawake.
Did you go fast?
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's a high speed. Yes, Kanawake.
He gave me skis. He gave me a toboggan. And from that skis, I got hurt. First time I used it, I started to go on top. I used to get a small skis, but this one I had a good size skis. I started on top. I couldn't make the curve. I hit a tree. I hucked a tree and all that. I had a big clump on my forehead.
And hanging on cars for a ride is good. Even better than that. All over town we used to ride around like that.
The time my sister fell, it was a hill, but horses used to go back up the hill that they were using. So I said to my sister, let's go try it, nobody's around. So my sister went up, we almost hit a horse. I pushed myself in a snowbank. I grabbed my sister and I pushed her down. We got saved. Or not, we would have got hit with the horses.
We used to go at my grandfather's in the sleigh with the winter blankets. He used to cover us.
My grandfather would pull up with his horse and wagon, horse and sleigh, and full of hay, and have his big fur blanket inside the bottom, and we'd all sit in the hay and cover ourselves with the blanket. And we'd go to the farm. It seemed like a long way. At that time, I thought we were going to another country. It was so far.
I couldn't say 18, maybe 25 inches of snow. And I had to walk.
After school, what we did was go and we always played in the churchyard. We were such holy children.
When I was a kid, playing in the snow, and you think this is bad, people go nuts, but we had snow. I remember walking behind the old Fleurs meat market on the highway to go to school, right? It was that was our lane. We always took it. And the snow was so damn high, and we were laughing. We had our snow pants and I lost my boot. So we're digging. We're half an hour late, and boy, we all got punished. 6 of us, and me and my 5 friends, looking for my damn boot. But we found it.
You could pull out your feet. You had to, and yet we didn't have rubber boots and all this fur-lined stuff that these kids have today. We had rubber boots, and we used to put paper in there, the paper bags, brown paper bags, and we used to put a plastic bag on top of that brown paper bag and put that in our rubber boots. And that's what we used. That was what we used all winter.
Because I love to skate, and we used to skate right out alongside the river or the creek, wherever. And I used to wear one of my I think my brother Johnny's discarded skates, and I had to wear a lot of wool socks, and I wore his skates, and my skates were shifting back and forth like that. And because we couldn't afford, my mother couldn't afford, skates for everybody.
But I know what we used to do. I remember one year we got skates, and we used to go skating at the rink. Now, right where the Boys and Girls Club is, that was our rink, and we used to skate every night after supper. About 100 kids from around that neighborhood.
One year, the last year my father was alive, he and my mother decided to take us out to play with us in the yard. We were building a snowman, and my father decided to throw snowballs at my mother. And it was fun to watch them play. It was, Oh, they're playing, what do you know?
We used to make igloos, have snowball fights, make snowmen and snow angels, and you name it, we loved the outside, the great outdoors. And my father would say, hey, you don't like it in here? All right, so we'd jump in our suits and we out to car.
Chattagee was not even developed for stores or anything. We used to go to catch a provincial bus and go to Montreal or to Lachine and then take the trolley and go to either St. Henry or downtown Montreal.
And my father did steel work in New York. But in the winter, there wasn't very much work.
Yeah, I started working part-time. They phoned me, I said to my girlfriend, let's go look for a job at Easton's, make extra money. So we all went, one got a job two got a job from the Bay, and two of us got a job at Easton's. So we stayed. I liked that. And the woman I was working with, they're saying, watch her, she's very bad and she's very mean. Nobody wants to work with her. I said, okay. But she hasn't done nothing to me yet, you know. The other girls would come in on weekends, like Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday. That's the weekend work, because I don't work on weekends, Monday to Friday. So they were saying, Maya, she's so mean. How can you stand and working with her? I said, she doesn't bother me. I said, just let her be like that, she'll get over it. And sure enough, a few weeks later, the girls came and they said, no, Margaret, you were right. No, she's all right with us, you know. She's just testing you like you're testing her, you know.
Everybody made their ways, and I did Indian dancing, and that's the way I made extra money. $4 a week to do Indian dancing.
So they let us go for, after Christmas, they slows down. By February, I got a call to go back to work. I said, swear, the same place. I said, okay, I'll try it and all that. I stayed there for almost 40 years. The same place. A lot of changes though.
We'd be out there dancing. There's my sister Ida, Dorothy, and myself. I think I was about 3 or 4 years old. We're all dancing. We're just faking the dance, you know. And I would fall. And everybody would applaud. And they think that was part of the dance. But I used to fall down a lot. I was clumsy. And I don't know how I ended up dancing at the powwows, but I did.
I used to like to work with the elderly when I was younger. Now I'm one of the elders. We used to have a lot of fun. My favorite one to work with was Esther Canadian, because it was a one-on-one person there. And she liked to play, so I played with her. Nobody else wanted to play with her. We made the Christmas bazaars and stuff like that. I did a lot of the painting of the ceramics. We made a lot of stuff.
They used to have this group of people. At least they used to call them the cockroaches.
But I think it was on New Year's. There was a group of men that would go around.
And all of a sudden we'd hear men knocking at the door and they'd sing their song, their Mohawk song.
And they would sing, Dori Waeri Goagi Ganaro. It means honorable man lives here. And everybody had food. It's just like the food basket today, only these men came around and you had this package ready, and they took it and they gave it to the needy.
And they'd come to the house and they would sing in Mohawk for us. Funny. But all they wanted was food, no money.
And then we'd put half bags prepared and, we'd give it to them and they'd all.
And they came around on New Year's Eve to get a little zip of wine, dandelion wine.
And then my father would give them a little, I don't know what they call, shot glasses, I guess, of any kind of alcohol that he had. That was traditional.
Come in and say, oh, it's cold, you know. Yes, so you have to get them wine, but you only gave them a little glass of wine.
And that was a custom every year.
Christmas Day and the day after Christmas, people see me ride on my four-wheeler with dressed like Santa Claus, and I had my brother on. He had an elf outfit. So, yeah, come here, give you a couple of bucks and everything. What the hell? It was fun.
If Christmas was a big issue at my grandmother's house, New Year's was much bigger because it would be the extended family that would come and show up throughout the day.
When my grandmother was alive, we all went there. All her children, you know, her children and her grandchildren. And we helped, you know, do the cooking.
Oh, all the family comes to the house, the kids, grown-ups, everybody was there then to have supper.
New Year's, well, it was more cooking.
Oh, I don't know, she must have fed about 150 people. You know, through the day. It started early in the morning and it lasted right until about 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
That's when all the fruit pies and, you know, cherry pies, lemon pies, all those things were being made.
The ham, the roast pork, beef, mashed potatoes.
Ham, roast pork, and turkey. And with all the fixes, the mashed potatoes, the meat pies with cranberries.
Carrots and turnips.
Sweet potatoes, all those things. And I miss is the dressing that used to be made. It's really good, and nobody makes that now.
Running around, kids fighting. Must do the kids.
And he'd say, wow, when I tell you to stop playing marbles in the house, you stop playing marbles in the house. He'd scold us. Or, you know, you don't make noise, or you don't jump on the floor. Oh.
And New Year's Eve, everybody in town, well, not everybody, but most of them, who had men in the house and who had guns in the house, used their time to let everybody know that it's New Year's. They shot their gun in the sky, and just to let us know. And it would last about maybe 10 minutes. And I mean, a lot of people were scared, you know, active imaginations.
There were so many things attached to New Year's back in the day that we don't even have anymore. But one of them I'd like to talk about is the fact that we used to have to visit our grandparents. It's still done, I guess, today, but it was a big, big deal.
And when we walked in, we went to our grandmother first, and we knelt down and we greeted her in Indian. And said, Gunarunkwa Ista. And we'd get up and she'd kiss us and kind of bless us. And then we'd go to our grandfather and we'd do the same thing, and he'd also pat us on the head and kind of give us the cross. And that was a custom. Most of the people, I think, in the village did that, but we did that in our family. We went there and honored our grandparents.
It had to be done within 3 days. Like older people would come to visit, you know, like the cousins or the uncles, that the older people would come, and I guess if they had an argument with the elders, they would have to ask for forgiveness now. And it was always up to the youngest one to go to the older one. That's the way it was. So that's how arguments got cleared up. They didn't last for 35 years like like it could last, I guess, because we had that ritual to clean it up right away.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all the people in Kahnawake and to their families. I wish them a safe holiday.
Hello to all my family and Merry Christmas to all you.
Well, I want to say a Merry Christmas to all of Kahnawake and whoever else is listening to this. You know, and hope everybody's has a great Christmas, even though we're all confined to home.
To my whole family, agwegum de guanelados, dam agwegum segum guanalunqua.
Merry Christmas to my sister Kate, my niece Laurie, and my cousin Keith.
My brother Rodney, the eldest one. I'm the eldest of Rodney. Gary, March the 6th, 44, 49. And Bobby, the baby, he's already 66, the baby already.
My family, Merry Christmas, but I send them cards and all, but Merry Christmas to everybody that I forgot, which I didn't do on purpose, but I put out a lot of cards.
I'll say Merry Christmas to Deborah, Freddie, his children. There's Jamie, Herbie, Suzette, and Gina. And to her husband, Jason, and Chris, and Rosanna.
I'd like to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to my friend Maureen and her husband Ronnie. And I would like to say hello and thank you to my friend Linda. And who else? There's so many that I just can't even begin.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my family and to all the people of Kahnawake and especially my children.
My sisters, my brothers. I have 4 brothers left alive, and all my sisters, 3 of them. And I have north, east, and south. I'm doing it west. You know, and their families, my nieces and nephews. And you know, I'm a great aunt. I know I'm great.
I'll say a Merry Christmas to my son Walter and his family, and to my daughter Kirsten and Roddy. Merry Christmas, and if you are watching this show, please come over here. Santa Claus has stopped for you, so come and see me, and I'll just see you outside for a few minutes.
Well, I'd like to wish a Merry Christmas to my sister and my brother-in-law, Marina and Merrick Goodleaf, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And of course, I have my daughter Tammy and George and the children, her children. And then I have Toby and Joy and their children, and my son Sawadis and Laura with their children. I'd like to wish them all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and have a safe and happy New Year, and a good New Year from what we've had this year.
Merry Christmas from the Roadrunner.
I wish I could be home for Christmas, but I guess I can only dream about it. But anyway, we'll see each other in the spring. Oh no.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope let us out this damn place at least for an hour.
And I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
So with that, I wish everybody, everyone, a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from the Roadrunner.